to The Cup TV, part of the Cup Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I'm currently not drinking anything because I actually literally just had my breakfast. So, not drinking anything. But I always have handy my very handy dandy cup mug. Oh, well, I guess that is a panel full of cup mugs. You'll hardly see it, but there we go. Panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. But you can get your cup mug or any of our amazing cup merch at lanagscreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. Go check out the Etsy shop and get that cup merch. You know you wanna. You know you wanna. Go get it. I would appreciate it. We would appreciate it here at the Cup, period. But we are here. We are back finally talking about Claim to Fame, the finale, episode 7 and 8 of Claim to Fame. And I'm excited to talk about it. And we'll get right into it. But first, before I do anything else, I will adhere to you. I would ask of you. I would humbly beg to you to please subscribe to this channel and all of our channels in the Cup Network. We have 4 channels, and we are working hard on each of those channels to give you some great content. All of those links will be in the description below in our link tree. You can click on it and you can see all the links to all of our YouTube channels. Click on them, subscribe to them, follow them, share them. We would very, very much appreciate it. If you're a fan of Drag Race, we have lots of content. And I mean lots of content coming your way on our drag channel. So drag or drag race in general, we talk about it all. If you are a fan of TV, we talk about almost all things reality TV, competition reality TV, that is. So almost a lot. And we'll be talking about more coming up. So click on this, subscribe to this channel. We're trying to get our channel to the place where we can get monetized and we can make more content and make better content and, up our game. So we need your help to help us. It's free for you. All you have to do is subscribe. That's all you have to do is click the subscribe button. Our Eurovision channel is about to start ramping up because Junior Eurovision is about to start soon. So that channel is about to start ramping up content again some more. And our Ringside channel is putting out content. We have Basha Berlin starting in an hour, less than an hour from when I'm recording this today. So we'll have content coming out tomorrow or Monday. So we have the content. We just need you. We just need you to help us. So subscribe to all of our channels. We really appreciate it. Also I can't talk. In the description below is our audio podcast channels. If you want to listen to us on the go, our audio podcast links are down there as well. And you can click on that and follow us on all of our audio podcast links. And our Patreon is there as well. So if you will go and do the Patreon, and you'll have early access to content from all 4 channels and exclusive content across all 4 channels. We're trying to get that up and running smoothly and better. So check that out. And we appreciate you so, so much. Now, let's get into Claim to Fame, the finale episode. Let's pull up our visual. Bam. Because, I don't like to be on this screen by myself. And I want you to get a chance to see who I'm talking about, period. As we see, everybody, our final 4, we left off with our final 4, which is Adam, Hud, Mackenzie, and Shane. Let me take this banner off so you can see Shane's name because you can't see it. But yeah. Adam, Hud, Mackenzie, and Shane are our final four. And they're excited to start the last challenge of the week, going into the into the finale episode. We start off with Adam literally kind of, I want to say goading. I don't know. Kind of trying to get under Mackenzie's skin a little bit. Trying to figure, because Danny left and he mentioned a part of Mackenzie's clue about the 6'6" country singer, who he thought was Blake Shelton, and it wasn't. And they he was kind of like, it's not too many 6'6" country singers out there. For some reason, he kept saying Clay Aiken, and I was like, is Clay Aiken a country singer? No. I don't even think Clay Aiken is 6'6", but okay. Okay. But he was going on and talking about how he feels like he has her. He kind of knows who he was. Just getting under her skin and riling her up a little bit. She was like, yeah, she didn't like that she was falling into his trap, but she honestly was. She was getting very annoyed, very upset by his accusations and, goading, saying he pretty much has her on lock. And eventually it comes out that he kind of does. He does know who her person is. But he can't remember how to say this person's name to save his life. And he is just, which I just find so funny, because it's been a common thread this season with Adam. He doesn't remember people's names. Like, even when he guessed Naomi and Hud told him exactly who Naomi's person was, he had to write the name on his arm so he remember it was Molly Ringwald, because he had no idea. But he knows, but he keeps wanting to call he was like, it's Aiken, Atkins, Atkins, Charlie. He was just going on. He eventually figured out Trace Atkins is the person from Mackenzie, but he doesn't tell anybody that he knows or who that person is. But Mackenzie's still a little wound up. She then goes to have a conversation with Hud. They have this cute little picnic moment outside talking. They flirt back and forth with each other. They've been doing that the whole show. And her and Hud talk, and they're like, we really got to win Shane's clue, and we have to keep it away from Adam, and we have to figure out who Adam's person is, yada, yada, yada. Hud is funny because Hud can't even remember things he said. Like, he literally told everybody his two truths was a lie. 2 truths and a lie was that it was his mom, she was a singer, and she won Grammys, and da da da. But he was talking to Mackenzie, and he was telling her, they were just having lighthearted conversation, and da da da. And he was like, yeah, they will probably be like, he won't, blah, blah, something about he wouldn't do this and he wouldn't say that. And so Mackenzie was like, oh, have I been bamboozled? Because I thought this whole time his person was a woman. His celebrity is not a woman. It's a man. Oh, okay. So she's kind of deviated off of the woman, because she was like, his person is not a woman, because he said he might be living in California. He could be in California. And so that's what it was, California, where they live, where he was living. And they were like, if they could, wondering if they'll be able to be real outside of this game, blah, blah, blah. So she was off the track of his person being a woman and knowing it's a man. And so she's like, okay, all right, let's work. So we get to the challenge. And the challenge is the famous it's their game of the list. You have to figure out all these people's list, and then you can check to see if you're right. They had nicknames, but better known as their profession, a co-star, and something notables, like what they played in or something that they've done. And so you had to pick between all these tiles. And once you got all the tiles in, you could click the button to see which ones you had right. And the most person with the most right answers will win. Even though there's no immunity for this week, that person will be able to pick who will be the guesser. They get to solely pick who's the guesser is. Or they get to break the tie if there's a tie. That's what it was. They get to break a tie if there's a tie. And there was no bottom two. Everybody was equally as in danger as everybody in this round. And so I think HUD goes first. HUD goes first. And he's still on the train that he thinks that Adam's person is Bret Michaels. That's who him and Mackenzie put their heads together and figured out that they think is Bret Michaels, with the clue of long hair in the 90s. Oh, and one thing before I jump into that, Shane and HUD have a conversation where Shane breaks down Adam's clue, and he kind of was like, told HUD is long haired 90s singer, famous for love ballads, because HUD couldn't figure out what the ball and the billboard stood for, and it was like ball ballads ads ballads. And so Shane had told HUD that earlier, and then him and Mackenzie have a conversation, and she breaks it down the same thing, and he was like, oh yeah. She's like, did you know that? And he was like, yeah. She was like, when did you know that? And so he didn't want to let her know that he had found out earlier and was keeping that from her. He was like, just now. And she was like, oh, I thought you meant you found it earlier, which I actually did. That was kind of interesting moment. HUD talked. HUD went, and he ended up getting 4 correct on one on each one and 2 on Adam. And so he was still kind of iffy. He only got 4 right. Adam comes next. He only gets 4 right. Mackenzie goes. She gets 7 right. And I have no idea how many Shane got right because they didn't show it. But apparently he got less than Mackenzie because Mackenzie ended up winning this challenge. She wins the challenge. She gets the position to get the last clue, which is Shane's clue. And whatever. So Shane is now trying to figure out a way to get Mackenzie out because he knows she's going to have his clue. But they all are still trying to get Adam out at this point because they just don't like how Adam moving in this game. And so Adam is still trying to figure out who. He still thinks he has Mackenzie. He doesn't know he has Mackenzie. And then he's like, I do have HUD. I know who HUD's person is. And I just need a little bit of oomph to figure it out. So I was like, at this point, Adam is, even if he's the guesser, he was going to guess correctly because he had HUD and Mackenzie. He probably would have went for Mackenzie. The only person he didn't have was Shane. And so Shane was going to try to use that as his advantage. He was like, we're going to put you up there. You should guess Mackenzie. Or if you should guess who you think it is, and Mackenzie is who you think you have, and not, and Adam was kind of like, I mean, that's who I think I know for sure. So Shane was like, yeah, put him up there. If he gets right, he gets right, but Mackenzie's out the door. If he guesses wrong, he's out, and that's fine too. Either way, it's a win-win. He just didn't want to get guessed. Mackenzie grabs Shane's clue, goes directly to HUD, and then they figure this clue out pretty easily. She didn't know, but HUD knew. And he figured it out pretty easily. And I want to say, for those who have watched other podcasts that I've talked about, I was not sure about Shane up until a couple weeks ago. And even then, I was like 35% sure. I want to say I am very happy with myself because I didn't go look at spoilers. I didn't find anything. I just figured out when he was talking about his close proximity to Michael Jackson and Elizabeth Taylor and how he spent time in it. And I'm like, it was at Neverland. Who is somebody who nobody would expect Michael Jackson to be close to? And that was the one person. Marlon Brando was one of those people who I was like, he was very much friends with Michael Jackson, and in a Michael Jackson video when Marlon Brando didn't do things like that, he just wasn't. And he was closely related, closely friends with Elizabeth Taylor, and so it just made sense to me. But I still wasn't 100% sure. I still wasn't close to 100% sure. But watching this episode, I was like, oh, I was right. Oh, I was right. That is the one I'm very happy about. Everybody else, I'm like, sure. I was very happy that I guess Shane, without going to spoilers, without having people tell me why this person makes sense. I mean, Dietrich was obvious. I saw the first day he walked in, I was like, that's a Jackson. I don't care what nobody say. I knew that right away. But I was very, very happy that I was able to guess Shane without having to go through spoilers and through people and all kind of stuff. I just literally just put the clues together. So I felt very sleuthish about this. And I was very happy about it. I was like, yes, work. Lana, pat on my back. But the clue completely gave it away who he was related to. And so Mackenzie knew, HUD knew, Adam had no idea. HUD was trying to get Mackenzie not to pick Shane because he didn't want Shane, the layup. He wanted Shane to stay there so he could easily pick him off in the end. Mackenzie was a little weary on why he wanted to protect Shane. And he was like, just don't do that. Just stick with the plan. If Adam guesses you, he's gonna guess wrong because he doesn't know who you are. So we get to the elimination, and it's a tie between Mackenzie and Adam of the guessers, and so Mackenzie has to break the tie, and she decides that she is going to be the guesser. And she is going to guess Shane because she knows for sure who he is. And HUD was a little annoyed because he was like, you gave her the layup. How am I supposed to? That's the one person I was going to guess if, when push came to shove for the $100,000. And Mackenzie was like, no, baby, I'm playing my game. This is for me. And I know somebody 100%. I am not going to guess on somebody who I don't know 100%. And she guessed Shane, and she guessed Marlon Brando, and Shane was eliminated because Marlon Brando was exactly who he was related to. Marlon Brando is his grandfather. His name is Shane Brando, and he is related to Marlon Brando. He lived with Marlon Brando most of his life, and so as a kid, so he is very much close and related to the late great Marlon Brando. So Marlon Brando, everybody, that's who Shane's celebrity relative is. Yay. So we are down to 3, Adam, HUD, and Mackenzie. And people are very shocked. They're shocked at the last 3, but they're very happy. We see that everybody's kind of just trying to figure out what's the next steps, where they go. Adam makes breakfast, puts wood in the pancake batter because he decides to put the wooden spoon in the blender because he's blending up the pancake batter in there. I don't know. You could use a bowl for pancake batter, I think. Yeah, it's probably the best to just stir it. But who am I? I mean, I was gonna go make pancakes after I leave here because I wanted some pancakes, but I won't put it in a bowl because putting it in a blender seems like a lot of work. Anyway, I'm rambling. So he makes pancakes with wood pieces in it, and yeah, they eat it. Sure. Um, we go right into the challenge. I'm just gonna go right to the challenge because do get some familiar faces. Everybody comes back. We get Bianca and Danny and Diedrich and Gracie Lou and Jill and Miguel and Naomi. And finally, Shane gets revealed that he was the last person eliminated. They all come in and they're going to be a part of the challenge. They can either help or hinder in this challenge. And they are excited. They're excited to see each other again, and they're excited to be a part of the challenge, the final challenge. And it is a challenge of challenge past. There's a lot of different challenges from the past to come back and um, to hunt them. Apparently, like all a little bits and pieces from all the challenges before, and each player old eliminated player will be there to help them or hinder them from getting their task complete. Um, we see that the first one is you have to memorize what everybody did at the talent show, and you have to put in order to get the key. And if you get the key, you put it in their slot. And the first person to get all 5 keys, um, their billboards will be shown, and there'll be a huge clue to who this person's celebrity is. And the first 2 billboards that are exposed, the last person who's not will win, of course. So we have the first one is the talent show, and then the second one you had to I think it was put the order if the person a rope thing. I don't know if I'm going in order, but I know it was a rope thing to if that person was a player, a guesser, or in a target in the elimination thing. You had to put, you know, that the person in what they were in that order, and go, rope it together and get the next clue. Another one, you had to get on the boat and do what they did to as a throwback to when they had to go get the letters for the boat and bring it back. They have to go out, get the key, come back, put it in the thing. Another one was telephone. You had to call and get. It was like a decipher puzzle. A5 is C, A4 is 3 is B, and you had to decipher or numbers. It was numbers, not letters, but they had to decipher a code to unlock these boxes, these locks to get the key. Another one was like the senses one that they had. They had to feel what these clue was to tell them what it was. Then they had to go and get that key. I think that was it. But all of these things. So the plan was to make sure Adam doesn't win. And the eliminated house guests were very much about that because they were not trying to help Adam. Apparently, they don't like Adam. They weren't trying to help Adam, and they were going to make sure they did everything not to help Adam. So it started off with the plan and going according to, but then all of a sudden, HUD and Mackenzie started going for each other. And they just started grabbing things. They knew exactly who it was, what each person did, and they were grabbing their things and flying at it. Adam was trying to get help. People were not helping him. They didn't help him on the boat. He had to go out alone. HUD chose to go out alone because he felt he can row it better by himself. Adam couldn't get help from Bianca when she was trying to get him about the talent show because that was the only one she could do because that was the only one she was there for. Couldn't get any help from anybody. Mackenzie, on the other hand, got help from everybody. Everybody was helping him. And people were helping HUD. Nobody was helping Adam. And so when they got to the decipher one, it was either you get it from the telephone or you can go find it yourself. And you had to take that in the telephone game, remember that slip and slide thing that they had, and then you had to go through the ropes, whatever. So if you did it yourself, you had to go through that that obstacle and then do it. But so Adam went and Miguel was on the phone and Miguel was not helping. He was just like, she's like, oh, so you're not gonna help. So he goes to go through the obstacle. Now remember the first time Adam went through the obstacle, the first time he did it, he hurt himself and hurt his knee. Well, this time he goes through and he trips on the rope, and the rope thing comes flying and clicks him in the head, and his head is split open. It's cut up. Because that thing hit hard. That rope, y'all know those velvet rope bars. It just whack, and it split his head open. And so he's bleeding profusely. It can't stop. So they call timeout, and the medic is trying to glue it shut. It won't close. It won't close at all. And he's sobbing at this point. He's like, this is not how I wanted to go out. I'm so close. I'm so close to changing my family's life. I'm so close to getting this money. This is not how I wanted to go out because I clucked my head and it's cut open and it's bleeding profusely. This is not how I wanted to go out. And so he's sobbing. And the medic is like, it won't close. They just spraying the glue on his head. And they're like, it won't close. It won't close. We're going to have to take him in to get stitches. He's going to have to go. So he's devastated. So they go and wrap his head up. Like take it and make sure it's the gauze is wrapped around. And they wrapped it all the way around his face and wrapped it several times so the blood could stop. And it was controlled and maintained. And so once he got it, the gauze on it, and they said they felt it was contained, they gave him the okay to continue the challenge, but he just had to be careful. And he was very happy because he really wanted to continue the challenge, and he did. And they all continued. And HUD and Mackenzie continued to go after each other. Adam had 3 keys. They were both all the way up to 5 at this point, almost at 5. And so both of their billboards were exposed. And when I tell you, they should have went for Adam because they didn't know who he was. And his billboard was pretty much everything they could have needed, but didn't do it. So Mackenzie's was like, if you didn't know who her person was, you couldn't mistake this from this billboard. And the same thing with HUD. Like literally, they were like Jack and Diane. I'm like, who else sang Jack and Diane but John Mellencamp? Like, come on. But that's just me knowing. But some people don't know. But yeah, they went and did that, and Mackenzie and HUD lost. Adam wins, so he now has the power to pick who the first guesser is going to be. It can be him or either HUD or Mackenzie, and he gets to pick who the next guesser is going to be and who the target is going to be. And so I was like, wow, this was huge take for them to get. A huge one for him to win. And so they whisked him right to the hospital to get stitches. They were like, you just go and we'll see you later. And so HUD and Mackenzie got to be at the house with all the former house guests trying to figure out who Adam's clue is. And everybody was like, we don't know. They had no idea. Now, Mackenzie never told HUD that she almost figured him out. And HUD never told Mackenzie that if he had figured, and I still don't even know if HUD figured out Mackenzie at this point. But not me knocking over stuff. But anyway, I don't even know if he ever figured her out or not. But Mackenzie was very close to figuring out HUD. Then she talked to Naomi, who had HUD's clue. And Naomi was trying to tell her it was somebody else named Catherine, somebody who's saying cherry bomb, which was from what was on the clue. But Mackenzie was like, I don't think it's a woman. I think it's a man. And Naomi was like, no, that's not right. It's definitely who I said it is, Catherine somebody. And Mackenzie was like, I don't know. I think it's a man. She was like, fine, be wrong if you want. I was like, girl, you're out the game. But it's okay. You think you know who you know. And so she was like, his clue was a watermelon, Jack and Diane, da da da. And it wasn't until she talked to Bianca. Bianca was like, John Mellencamp. And she was like, because I'm sitting here Mackenzie was like, I'm thinking of all the songs with watermelon in it, but it's not. It's the name Mellencamp. And she was like, but his nickname was Cougar. And Bianca was like, yes, his whole name was John Cougar Mellencamp. And Mackenzie was like, oh my God, I figured him out. I got him figured out. So she was like, I just need to be the guesser, because if I guess HUD, then then I can make Adam guess me, and then because we don't know, or whatever. Because she said, I don't know if he knows, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Adam comes back, and everybody's like, yeah, it's good to see him. And so he's talking to Shane and Diedrich in a room, in the pool room. And he's like, you know who my person is. And they were like, I mean, I got a suspicion. I know. He was like, tell him, you know who it is. He was like, I mean, I'm not. And so Shane and Dietrich are like, I mean, I ain't saying nothing. That's because they don't know. They have no idea. But they're like, man, I'm not saying nothing else. He was like, you can tell him. You know who it is. And he was like, you know who it is. Singer, you know who it is. And he's like, so they both like, I'm not saying, I know, but I'm not saying. And he was like, when a man loves a woman. And they were like, oh, yep, that's who I thought. And he's like, ha ha. All the while Bianca is listening. And she's like, oh, when a man loves a woman, period. So she need to know. And swoop, whoop, she did that 360, that 180 turn. Was like, she's like, I know who it is. I know who this person is. Michael Bolton. The boat, the lightning boat. And they were like, oh, Michael Bolton. Oh my God, I know. So McKinney's like, I know both. So she is hyped. She knows who HUD is. She knows who Adam is. She just needs to be the guesser. She's like, I can be the guesser. I can make this right. I can do it, and I can do it. But what she doesn't know is Adam actually knows both of him and her and HUD as well. HUD is the only person who only knows Adam at this point. So I'm like, this is all up to if Adam makes the right decision. If he makes the right call on who to guess, and if he guesses or if he lets anybody else guess. Because if he lets somebody else guess and they get it correct, they now have the power to pick if they're going to guess or be guessed. And so we get to elimination. Adam is going to decide if he's going to pick Mackenzie or HUD. He goes for Mackenzie. He's like, ladies first. Mackenzie comes up. She's like, please let me be the guesser. Please let me be the guesser. And Adam is like, and I'm going to be the guesser. She's like, crap. So her only hope is that he does not know who her person is. And he has held his cards very close to not for letting folks know he don't really know who Mackenzie's person is. And so Adam says, I think your celebrity relative is Trace Atkins. And he was correct. And Mackenzie is eliminated. And so it comes down to Adam and HUD. HUD comes up, Adam comes back, and he's like, and I am going to be the guesser here. And I am going to guess that your celebrity. Oh, by the way, Mackenzie is Trace Atkins' daughter. So we got a message from Trace, and he's very excited, and he tells her to come on home. So Adam says he's going to be the guesser, and he says, HUD, I think your celebrity relative is. He tried to figure out if he had to say his whole name or just a little bit of it. So he's like, John Mellencamp. And he was correct. So HUD was eliminated, and Adam wins $100,000. He wins Claim to Fame season 3. HUD is John Mellencamp's son, and HUD was like, we live right down the street from each other. I walk down to his house every morning. We will have breakfast together. He's my best friend. He's great. And yeah, that's what we have. And Adam is revealed to be Michael Bolton's nephew, and his he got a slight message from Michael Bolton, which we all know Michael Bolton is right now. Well, he suffered from, he had a brain tumor. They removed the tumor, so he's recovering. So he just sent him a note, just saying how proud he is of him and how he did this with honor and class and grace, and he's very proud of him. So Adam is the winner of Claim to Fame, and you could not have told me that was going to be the outcome 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm stunned, but I'm not. I mean, it's not the outcome I would have wanted, but I'm not mad at the outcome, because I feel like after a while, people just really underestimated him, and he was really starting to figure things out, and nobody realized he was figuring it out. So I was like, good on you, Adam. Good on you for doing what you did. And I wasn't mad at it. I was not mad. I was like shocked. I was shocked, but not mad. And he did that. He did the doggone thing. And you can't be a hater. It is what it is. Shout out to Adam. You did that. You did that. But all in all, overall, I think this is still a good season of Claim to Fame. It's not my favorite season of Claim to Fame, but it wasn't a horrible season. I'm still invested in this show, so if they do Claim to Fame season 4, I'll be sad. I'll watch again, and we'll be back talking about it again. But this has been a fun season to cover. I think I was telling David off a while ago that I didn't feel as connected to these contestants as I usually did for like in season 1 and season 2, but I still felt like these were good people, and I was cool with them, and I enjoyed them as characters on this show. I enjoyed seeing them navigate through everything and figuring out what is what. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. And I can't wait for season 4. So I hope they do that. I hope they have that, and we could get another good season of Claim to Fame. But that's all, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I feel like I said enough. I appreciate you all joining me this season for Claim to Fame. We'll be back next season. We got more shows coming up. Survivor's about to start. Dance with the Stars is going to start soon. We might be covering that. So we got more stuff. We got more stuff coming your way. The Anonymous, we're going to do a mid-season review on that. And we're still talking Big Brother here. So we got all that happening. So we will be back to talk more things. Hit the subscribe button. Tell me what you think in the comments. Did you expect Adam to win? Because I know I didn't. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the season overall. And are you looking forward to watching it next season? Let me know. Come hit the subscribe button, notification bell, all those things. Follow all of our channels. All those links will be in the description below. Our audio podcast channel links as well, and our Patreon. So go do all those things. And get your cup merch. That link is also in the description below at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And I'm just going to get out of here because I'm done talking. So see y'all. Cheers. Bye.